Hey everyone, I just woke up like 10 minutes ago, and earlier this morning I was working on a manual tree cutter that was able to cut down full trees, but it's only for jungle trees. So now I'm just going to see what we're going to be doing on the Monulite server. And the only reason I want to join is because one of the members were streaming their perspectives on the SMP. But I'm just going to see what can I do, because I know that when I return, I'm just going to be styling my lab. So that is what we're going to be doing. So let's load this terrain. All right. So now that we are back, I'm a little bit sluggish, but I'll pick up my momentum. Alright, so I still remember this. But I think I could use one chest. I probably don't have to use these many chests, because they can just stack into like one. I'm just going to tell them it could possibly mess up the automation.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
Hello.
I need to get wards. That's why I... How hard is it to get a crusher going?
You have to build mechanical crafters.
Oh, Jesus.
Then you got to use kinetic energy, and then so forth. I would say last night I was working on building this. I just need some bone meal just to try it.
Well, I can give you some bones. Yeah.
Do I have any spare bone meal? If you do have some bones, that'd be nice.
Right. Got 14 bone meal. Would you be able to help me get this somehow?
Let's see.
Or, unless you already have nether wart.
I probably do. But let me show you something.
Sure.
It's something that I've been working on. It's a little messy. So all I just got to do is grow this tree. See this jungle tree? And then I move this over and watch it go.
Oh.
It's still manual, but it works. It cuts down the full tree. And I retract it back.
The full tree?
And it replants.
Jesus.
If you look in the chest, you can see the stuff in there.
Holy crap, man. I didn't get a single one of those.
Yep. Now let me see if I have any nether warts for you. Yep, I have a few. Here's some nether warts.
Hey! Thank you so much, bro. I've been trying to mine Monulite for like a whole hour, and I decided I want some night vision potions. So then I went on this whole side quest for night vision potions.
I can feel that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem.
Do you want a barrel?
I can try to work something out with this barrel.
It's unusable, but it's decoration. I exploded a ship by placing down a bed and right clicking it. Oh.
Interesting.
Ow. Yeah, I can't sleep. But yeah.
I'm just gonna continue doing what I've been doing, but I do want to show you something though.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
I have made like a lot of things, so you'll probably see it and maybe be surprised by it. So for this one,
TNT Minecraft. Oh.
So this is my portable storage.
Wait, so
If I go on
if
the
I put
go,
something in it and you destroy it, does it stay?
and I could just do this, and it just remains in there. And then this one, you might have back up for this one.
Oh god, I felt the lag.
Yeah, you know what this is?
Oh, that's a miner.
Yep, it works. If you go into the nether, you'll probably see some holes, big barrels. That was my work.
Well, I seen your like nether base while I was like going to find the fortress. I was so confused. Who did it.
Yeah.
Well, I went through the portal and I came here, so that cleared it up quite a bit.
Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to see what I can make with Create. I made storage and I learned how to make the mining drill. I watched some tutorials on the internet, but they were pretty helpful. So I was able to make some modifications to the drill and I was able to mine very easily. And the drill can also hold in storage too, so I might have diamonds and other things. I even found some monulite.
Much of it.
Yeah.
How much it got?
I would say I probably found like at least maybe like 2 and 3.
Oh. How long were you mining?
I'll say for a good 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh.
All it just takes is some time, and then you come across the ore.
Yeah, because it's equal spawn rates per.
7 phantom membrane.
Yeah.
Potion of slow falling. Leather. Interesting. I also have this full set of netherite, but it's mostly for me to survive the lava or the intense heat in the place.
Netherite?
Yeah. Mostly for heat purposes. Heat immunity.
Netherite looks completely. Oh, netherite diving helmet.
Yeah, but I don't wear it all the time. I just sometimes wear my iron armor because I prefer that mostly. But this is mostly just for heating.
Nice. Like when you're in your nether base area. Nice.
Yeah, or if I want to set up a lava pump so I can pump lava, then make lava, then I can make more lava wheels and keep the process going in the nether.
So. Nice. Doing a whole bunch of cooking up to create.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just know for today, I'm just going to be doing some redecorating for my lab. Just making it look like a lab instead of just a ruined, abandoned structure.
Alright. Well, I'll let you get to that then. I'll go back to base and get to brewing.
Alright, good luck.
Come in.
Alright, smooth quartz block. Let me clean all this up. So all we gotta do is just patch up the walls, because what we're gonna be doing is in fact build my surface laboratory, because that's very important. I know I gotta move this bed unless I wanna place the bed elsewhere. I'm gonna center it like this. I might remove this wall. Let me see what this wall is. I could probably use some of this deep slate for more like nice, I would say for like structural integrity. But yeah, I showed him the drill because making the drill, it took a while, but it was worth the investment. Alright, so we have to make a few pillars. But I gotta see how tall I want the lab to be. Okay, let me check wings. White feather wings. Elytra. I'm trying to see how are these wings obtained? Mechanical feathers? Elytra. Well, the elytra does look like it's made out of phantom memory. Okay. So, the elytra is incraftable? We are so high up. I should get some ladders. Can I survive this? Alright, so it treats it like it's a water source. Okay. Okay, so they make a brewing stand. It took me a while to make a brewing stand, because I was just so caught up with my own sophisticated mindset that there's always something to learn each day. I'm trying to see, is this how high I want it to be? Because if I do that, then that would be high. Because I also gotta open this area out. I would say this is mostly going to be for structural integrity. Okay. Because I know this is going to probably be filled with iron or quartz or whatever I might think of adding. And I know this entryway is going to be where the gantry is going to be. That also means we can't be able to see that nice sunshine anymore. But look on the bright side. We're going to have a gantry that's going to do that. And then we could still see our sun maybe at a higher point or a higher vantage point. That just makes it feel a little bit earned. So this would mean I would have to straighten my entry for this lab, because it does look like it's pointy because we're supposed to have like a little deck that we could just stare out, but I'm just going to cut it just to make it look a little more flatter. That means I might also have to remove this. Yeah, that'll probably do. So this is like a entryway. But it seems like every time I play with Create, it kind of gives me more and more ideas just to do more. It's like I have this urge to keep doing more every time I use Create. It's quite interesting once you like try to learn like how something works and goes and feels. It's like once you start noticing it, it just feels interesting. And I think I should make some scaffoldings because I might go to the main island and probably just pick out like only that material. But first I have to see if I can are these even? That's a little too high. I have to try to see if I can try to make the crushers. And maybe that's if I can try to slide in the andesite farm in this playthrough. Because like I said, I might do more, but I just woke up. And we also have water nearby, so we're fine. I kind of forgot that we're building our lab on water. Okay. Because I know that I'm going to have to, like, still use the framing here. Like, that's framing. And I gotta do, like, a zigzag pattern like this. This is going to kind of remind me of Beyond the Horizons a little bit, the way that I'm building this. But eventually, for that laboratory, it might get a new one, because I've barely been on there for like a while, and I've been experimenting a lot, so I don't think I'd be stuck in that little lab forever. I know this is supposed to be like a dome, but I will also have to add like structure blocks or something, because I thought I was going to make like this a huge dome, but that would probably be unnecessary. So I think what I will probably do is I could probably make this to like a high and like an interestingly high wall where it's just nothing but full of but again, that's gonna look kind of odd. Let's see. Maybe I might have to figure that one out. But let's just get into this water. once I make the crush wheels and the andesite farm, veins will start flowing in easily. That's the reason why I want to decorate this lab, is to also use up some of this nether quartz that I have. I have an insane abundance of iron though, because the iron farms constantly produce out or output like a fast yield of iron every time, meaning I will always have iron even if I just be away from the game for like a long time. I'll always have tons of iron ready in the lineup, and you can see, like, I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm not sure if... Oh, is it because this is full? Yeah, I might have placed down some lava again, so I can burn all that excess flint. Nope. So I'm just going to just let it just dump whatever it can into here. So let's get the lava bucket. I should make like another smart filter though, so I can empty out a little more effectively. So let me just do that. So this one's going to take out stacks. So what's going to happen is now it can keep producing more iron. So I'll have to try to empty that out. So let me check how much iron we have here. Okay, so we have 2 stacks of iron blocks. That sounds lovely. I want to see if there's any other design for these iron blocks. Because I think in my inventory I have like 120, I have like thousands of iron blocks sitting in my inventory. So if I put my iron block in there, okay, it doesn't turn to anything. I know that's more than like 64 right there, but I could probably build this whole entire thing out of iron. It sounds ridiculous, but again, we have a machine that constantly outputs a lot of iron, like every day. As long as I'm not online, it's going to keep outputting. I might just do it for this one side for now. Okay. Okay, so one little pillar of iron. Oh, that could have killed me. As you can see, that's one entire iron pillar right there. And maybe I could probably put it where it stops around halfway. Ugh. let's see. I could probably cover this if I need to. I don't want to accidentally get in there. Okay. If I want to make another launch wheel, just gotta add more rolls. But that's if I just want to make it any faster. But this thing is already at its fastest. This is where another floor is. I might have to swap that deep slate for maybe industrial iron. Because I think industrial iron might fit in this case. I'm not sure if it's going to collect the cobble. I don't think it does. I think it only collects crops. Because we do need integrity here. Maybe. I could probably make that part of it. And then I also got to make this side part of it. Like it all has to somehow fit. Because deep slate's going to be used for like integrity reasons. Because if this is going to be the wall, I could just do something like this. Or was leaving the glass was good enough. Because I just at least want to see, like, what are my inputs and outputs. Yeah, that means it would technically mean I have to make some integrity. Like, it needs integrity. But I can't cover it because that still needs to be fed. I would say this build will be complicated, in a sense. Unless I may have to use deep slate. Okay. Because I think I'm going to have to try to make deep slate more like structural. Because I think it is resilient. Because I have tried it many times. It's powerful against explosions, so I'm pretty sure it's powerful enough against, you know, holding its own weight without depending on, you know, sitting on glass and such. Unless I do want to mix it up with some block of industrial iron, because maybe that will give it a little bit of oomph on the outside, but it's gonna look quite tacky. It's gonna look a little bit tacky. I'll say right here is going to look a little bit tacky because it's like I can either add more iron there or just avoid using iron. Also, I'm also peeping at his stream as well, just to see like what's he up to, because I'm a little bit curious too. But I think he's going on his mining, his usual mining. But I do wish him luck because it's rough. The Nether is a very rough place, or the undergrounds can be rough because there's lava. Eh, It's just it's just chaotic. But it's all part of the experience. Because if I use some metal, I'm just going to turn on the shaders just to see what it looks like. It may look tacky, but I have to try to picture the idea. Because we have here is block of iron, and then I could probably use this industrial iron as like another source of, like, it adds more resilience. Because we are technically using iron, but I'd just probably say for the middle part is probably just straight iron. And I think these, I could just use the industrial. I would say it would still be tough feel. It's going to give it a tough look of like how, how industrial this lab has became over time. It's sort of like the building, it's telling its own story. Like I'm giving it a story. Because it is a place, but mostly a place for me to think. To exist. Because each block that I place, it tells a story. And I don't have to say a story, because you can see it. You can feel it. Alright, time to get some more smooth quartz. It means I gotta go to the Nether, and I gotta smelt a good amount of them. When I have extra time, then I can probably go to the andesite, go to the Nether to work on some andesite. So he can crush things, or I'll say if anybody wants to crush anything. Plus, I keep having thoughts about trying to automate that tree cutter too. Like, it keeps itching in my mind. Like, it feels like I really want to, like, automate it completely. Where I don't have to sit there and try to manually, like, swap the hand cranks multiple times. Because imagine I gotta keep turning the... I gotta keep turning just for it to process, but if I try to automate the system, then it'd be highly efficient. Plus, I know I'm trying to get gold, too. Like, I don't know how much gold we have in here, because it barely happens. And... Okay. So it's breaking, and then... What happened to the... So... I'm trying to figure out, like, what happened to the... I'm not sure if the process is very slow, or... Because it kind of feels like we have so much nether quartz. I would say a chest of it is probably overkill. Because if I turn it on... Look how fast this thing fails constantly. I'll say the gold farm is going to take a long time because there's so much nether quartz. And I'm trying to figure out what other uses I have for it. The only thing I can think of is use it for making tons of rose quartz. Maybe that's probably the only thing I can think of. And I'm still thinking about trying to make cardboard. Where literal cardboard. But I still prefer iron. But wearing cardboard is probably still something on my list. It might be silly, but I'm just going to wear it just to see what it looks like. Because I never made cardboard at all. Like in Minecraft. I never made it with Create. I saw people wear it. Yeah, I saw people wear it. But I just want to see like what does it do? Like if it's just for disguise, then I think I maybe get the reference, but it's kind of hard for me to get references and understanding them because I mostly know Minecraft than anything else. Let me just get these all cooked. So we're going to get some smooth quartz. And then, like I said, if I have any extra time, then I can go ahead and build some more large wheels over here and keep the cycle going. Build a little bit out here, and then I can add crushers and the andesite farm. And then if I even have the andesite farm, then I have to go down here and then trying to lift up that lava and put it in a tank so it can be pulled from the tank, and then once it gets pulled from the tank, then it can get fueled up, and then I can have a ton of andesite. And then once I have tons of andesite, then we can use the andesite for mostly the andesite alloy, and then I can use the iron nuggets that I get from the iron farm itself just to keep making more of them. But I would say it will still be pretty much manually done, but at least it makes it more efficient than before. So at least the efficiency is up by like 30%. But definitely the rose quartz, because I definitely want to see how can we get redstone efficiently. We can wash crushed raw iron to get redstone dust, but cinder flour, redstone dust. Ah, okay. This might give me an idea. what if I make a blaze farm with create for it to just automatically just keep slaying blazes over and over again, and then I install a mixer. If I install a mixer and I add, and if I add cinder flower, which is netherrack but crushed up, we'll definitely have redstone for days. So that's a redstone farm. Cool. That's gonna be cool. That means now we have a redstone farm. What about diamond? I'm not sure if diamond is like something that can only be mined once. I think diamond is still untouched and primitive. But if I do come across a lot of diamond, I will have to try to save it, but mostly for decoration. Because I know we also have some quartz here. I think I'm trying to solve this problem right now. I think this particular problem, I mean, that's if I just want to put glass on there and that's it. Maybe I could just reframe it like it's like probably cut like this. I don't know. It's gonna look weird, but I'm definitely gonna remove these quartz though and get some more glass if I can, because we're definitely going to try to make this into something. This is also part of the integrity. Yeah, that's cool. Because this is like a little area just to see in. I would say this is gonna look very jarring. This is gonna look kind of jarring. It's gonna look jarring. So maybe I can just work this out, and then I might just keep it like this because it's still like stable, and I can just maybe put some glass right here, or I could just keep it all filled in like this. It'll still grow because there's still enough light level, and then I can continue. But this would also mean this ceiling would have to... Let me see. Yeah, that would mean I would still have to add some industrial, and it still goes up like that. I would still have to do that. Yeah. And I had to add like little light or something so nothing can be up there. Or just cover the ceiling completely. But I am thinking about adding another floor. And I gotta figure out where to place this other floor too. Because maybe I just probably wanted to be that high, and then I still got like a lot of room to work with. So you can actually see that I'm debating with myself on like what to build. Cause it's gonna be an interesting build, but I know it's gonna be like a lot. Unless I do want to put some glass there, maybe to have some glass, but that's completely up to me. Because if I have glass, then you just see like a whole area of glass right here. But I don't know. I'm not sure why would I want to put glass there. Because I want everything to feel like it's all, you know, solid. Like everything feels secure and solid. And I'm pretty sure these wheels I can't like fully cover. So I'm gonna have to cover them or probably like add a small door. I'll say this probably would be the case where I have to add a small door. I'm not a builder, but I can try to improvise a little. I still need to get into the controls. Yeah. Okay. So I could still like see the controls. But I doubt anybody can toggle with the controls since it's mostly just to control the crop and the speed of certain things, but I don't want nothing to break. There's a creeper right there, and luckily that door is keeping them out because we don't want accidents. I mean, accidents is normal, but I just don't want to, you know, suffer the. I just don't want to go through that grueling punishment of when a creeper destroys something that you spent time on, and then you got to do it again. It kind of just reminds me of Great Tech New Horizons. Okay, when you walk in, that's what you see. Yeah, it's going to just be a small door. Alright. Then what you just gotta do is add a door. I fell into the hole where the tube is. I mean, I might be able to organize the tube so it feels a lot more fitting as like it's a tube. Like that. That's probably cool. Interesting. I definitely do need to put my bed over something so it doesn't get wet. But we still got more work to do in this lab. Because once I build it and construct it, it's gonna look like something. And I know this side, I have to maybe put iron there again, but probably later in the future, I might add like another side for iron, or maybe not, because I mean, this is the backside, and the backside barely has anything other than a creeper. And he left. I'm not sure he got disconnected because I think his stream ended. Maybe because he probably did what he had to do today. It's all part of the experience. Maybe I could probably just, yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, it feels like I'm just fighting with myself on like what to build. And I know thunderstorms is gonna probably be something here too. Maybe I could just build it like this. But it's gonna entirely just be outside though. But that would mean, what's the point of having this little area being caged up like the way it does? Unless I'm housing something. But I'm not gonna be housing anything. Let's see. Let's see. Break that. Because I know it's deep slate right here. So that means I have to alternate. Alright. So we do this. Maybe this is where I maybe add more deep slate to this layer. Let's see. Yeah, this will probably do. And then I can still add these as like platforms. Because this is technically going to be like another room. Or another floor. Now I gotta get down. So let me see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks about right. You can also see the rain just slipping and falling down on this nether quartz. Looks kind of cool. I think I gotta do the same side like that, but it's probably out of iron. I'll probably say the only area that's gonna have iron is probably that. And the walls is gonna be quartz. I would say this side can have the glass. And this side should also have glass. I would say these two sides should just be like glass. Just to get some sunlight, because I do love some sunlight. And so these two are going to have glass. The middle here, the middle might just be industrial iron. And then over there, it's going to probably just be more industrial iron. It's just going to mostly just be industrial iron. So let me get some sand and go and make some glass. I'm not sure if I already have shovels. There's a lot of things I can do in this mod pack, though. But the good news is, at least I made it where I don't have to cut down a lot of trees anymore. That's the good news. You don't have to cut down too many trees. So, let's see. Yeah, I forgot all about the little charging station. But I do want to charge the back tank, just in case. It would be good. Let me just put it to... Just do it like that. Look at it go. It's mostly just to charge it up. Mostly just to charge it up. So see, it doesn't work at high speeds. You gotta put it like 10 or 15s because it has to actually interact with the crops in the garden. See, it actually keeps up with pace. If you make it too fast, it can't register. Okay, all I just need is like things with efficiency on them. Now, it's nighttime. Sleep in the bed. Get tons of glass. Lots of glass just to do that. This area is about to make a sugarcane / olive farm. But there's a lot of gravel down here. Oh, so there's the coconut crabs. They're neutral. If you strike them, they fight. It's kind of hard to kill them because they're very tanky with their own coconut behind their back. which makes them tough against iron swords. Yep, you can definitely see how my laboratory is coming along. It's slowly building. I'm still giving them sand for them to bury their eggs. I remember these seashells. They're used for decoration. It looks very nice when you make like a little beach house out of seashells and coconut logs and wood. I mean, coconut isn't a tree, it's actually a piece of grass. A really tall piece of grass that somehow looks like a tree, but it's a prehistoric grass. Because if you look inside of a palm, it's mostly just fiber or grass, because it has fibers just like grass. And if you try cutting it down or puncture its trunk, you actually did kill it, because it's kind of like a piece of grass that doesn't like to be at the bottom. Like normally, grass that we see all the time is this one, like right in front of me. Yeah, I'm just going to deviate from the mining for a moment, or the excavating. So this is grass that we see all the time, and palm trees, they sat low to the ground just like this, but I think the reason why they grow upwards is because they don't want to be overcrowded by like ferns and weeds and everything like that. So they kind of just moved upwards instead of just staying um, on the ground. While the grass that we see, they chose to stay on the ground because it's probably easier for them to stay hydrated, and maybe they're able to fight weeds off, or they're the weeds themselves. It's crazy. It's kind of insane uh, how organisms just survive and adapt through evolution. And they said palm trees can live about 100 years, or sometimes even longer than that. They said one of them can live up to 500 years. I mean, they can last for a very long time. I would say longer than 5 centuries. I mean, they've seen a lot. I mean, them plants seen a lot change. A lot of changes. If they had eyes, they would look very tired and exhausted. And wise. Yeah, it seems like these are barnacles. I saw little air bubbles indicating that they're breathing. I was thinking about walking back there to get the ancient debris, because I'm not sure what else is made out of netherite. Okay, netherite door, key lockable. Blocks of netherite. netherite knife. The only thing I can think about making netherite is the actual helmet and the boots. And then we got ourselves a full netherite set. Or maybe the chest piece. But if they ever do come down here to look for some ancient debris, they'll see this tunnel. They'll see it that I've been excavating through a lot. So only 3 ancient debris. That doesn't sound too bad. That's like almost making another chest piece, a helmet, boots. And then we're going to walk back and pick up our glass. I'm just going to do it for science and my own satisfaction. I'm just gonna try with. I'm gonna try 6 stacks of glass or framed glass. Might use the industrial iron. I don't think we need this axe anymore because if I do try to automate that tree cutting machine, because it can be automated, it can be, but it probably requires me to use pistons or mechanical pistons, but I have to see how they interact with each other. Like if I'm using a mechanical piston and a gearbox, I have to see, does the gearbox move? If it moves too, then I can maybe make a controller where I can just click one button, then I can click the next button just to, you know, move it and or undo it, and I can just do a lot of interesting things with the with the with the machine. Who knows, this might be the ceiling, and I could always make escalators, because I may also think about making escalators too. I mean, that's if I really want to dodge just using the elevator, because I know how to make elevators, but I don't think I'll be using them that often, because I do want to try something a bit different. And since there is another portal, okay. I could have died there. Okay. Hmm. Huh. think we're using up all of our iron. Okay. So I'm just going to work with what I have. If I have a lot of iron, when I go back into the machine, then I can finish it. They're really good. Oh, there's a drown. Seems like everything wants to kill me. These mobs want to charge me for a crime that I didn't commit. I still got a lot of nether quart. I think the nether quart should just be used for the underground laboratory. I think that's when I can swap out all those cobble blocks with quartz, and then somehow I gotta use the quartz for other reasons. Okay. Okay, so let me see what other uses you have. Blackboard, trim, rose quartz. Because again, if I have a ton of nether quartz, of nether quartz, that would mean I would still have to take the nether quartz and put them in a tank or put them in a vault, and then once I return back with the redstone, if I make the redstone farm in the nether where the blazes are, then I can make a ton of these and then add sandpaper, and then we will always have a lot of those parts. We can make them into a block of this, I think, for stone cutting. But I'm trying to see what other uses does this have. Seems like it's only for quartz lamp, some nice tiling. Okay. So I would say it's mostly for styling and making certain components. Interesting. But I try my best to apply whatever quartz I can on my builds, because I still have a lot of quartz left, and I'm really thinking about what should I do with all that quartz. The only thing I can do is underground. Or maybe make an area like for like the gantry. That's probably the only way I can use the quartz. It's probably for the gantry. I'll call it the nether quartz, the quartz gantry. But you can definitely see how big this lab feels once you like add the walls and all the necessary elements just to give it a little bit of life. And then the ceiling, it's going to be covered with this industrial iron. So if I go down here, that's if I want to change all this into quartz, all of it. And then here, change all this into quartz. That's going to be a lot of moving and a lot of block removing and a lot of mining. It's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot. Because if I can at least try to make all these walls full of quartz, you will just see a nice white factory down here. Man. It's a lot. But let's see if we have any iron waiting for us. $45 blocks. Yeah, I'll just use these blocks because I can always get more. But 45? That sounds pretty decent. Because I think all it has to do is run passively, and then we got ourselves an iron farm that can last even if I'm offline. Now I gotta get up there. Alright, 4 more blocks. Alright, so this is finished. Then I gotta do this side. Okay. Yeah, I do see a little bit of a pattern, mismatch pattern right there. Hmm. head is itchy. Once I cover this roof, we don't have to deal with no more rain. But what most people call it, a roof over your head. But I'm just going to say, we have industrial iron over our heads. But I'm pretty sure after some time, this will weather because, you know, water and iron creates rust, which means it's weathered because it is a metal. It's something with oxygen, then iron, and it gets, you know, turns into like a chemical. It's sort of like chemicals and compounds react to each other depending on the environment, and it just changes based on that result. And I'm gonna get stuck in here. But you can see this does feel a lot bigger though. I mean, even though it might not be a perfectly built laboratory, but I would say it feels heavy, like the industrial age, because we're so in the industrial age that we're always producing iron and gold. But I think the gold is going to be something that's going to be time consuming, because gold is kind of slow, because I'm having so much nether quartz to the point where nether quartz really needs to be used for something else. I mean, I can always dump access nether quartz if I need to, because that's a ton of nether quartz that I have in that chest, and all I just gotta do is keep that machine running indefinitely. I'm just going to say it's messy, and that's all part of the experience. But eventually I'll probably have to go back to the nether and use my extendo grip to probably get some glowstone. But first I do have to see if I have any time to actually like do anything else for the surface layer of the lab, and then I can probably work on the andesite farm and also see if I can make another set of crushers that can specifically crush general items instead of just being programmed just to automate one particular material. But that may encourage me to go to the island just to mine a huge portion of whatever that ore was. It could be copper, it could be zinc right there. If it's zinc, then I'm going to harvest that zinc. I'm going to use scaffoldings. But I have to actually see, like, the circumstances and such. That's if I want to use scaffoldings. Okay, where do you come from? Yep, I think I definitely need to add some lighting around here, because I do not want this creeper to destroy all the work that I put into. And I really don't know where you came from. You just kind of just appeared and then just... Yeah, that's what makes it dangerous, because Now these mobs are just popping in my lab now because there's not enough lighting. I'm trying. I'm not sure, it's like lacking of torches. See, I can't tell he's coming from out of here. I gotta put a door there. It's sort of like I gotta be on my P's and Q's. There. Add some light because somehow creepers spawned up here. But it's a good thing that I heard that creeper, because I heard a little sizzle sound and I was like, that's a creeper. So now, and also it could also be right here too. Maybe this probably have lack of light. Place some light there. I had to try to place whatever light I could for now. because this class here is giving me infinite night vision, which can be deceiving. And since this is going to be like an open dock for the gantry, I probably would just make it like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say 5 blocks high. Yeah, I think 5 blocks high might be good. There we go. And then I just gotta... I mean, I could put glass here too. I think it looks better with just nothing but all glass. If I enable the shader or any type of shader, you can see like we have a nice view of the front. Like we can see more of the front since we're kind of be looking outwards over here. Yeah, I think that is a lot fitting. Just glass, let the rays in. It just feels immersive when you look at the lighting. And I think this is where I should also add a smooth quartz wall here too. Alright, now my mother is calling me while in the midst of me building my lab. Sometimes she calls me for something important. Sometimes it could just be something trivial. Let me just wait for the buzzing to stop so I can finish placing these down. Because that startled me. Like, that's what phone calls should be used for. Emergencies. But she treats everything like it's an emergency. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and mute the mic and just take this phone call. Alright, I've returned. So my mother told me she made me a sandwich or something, or she bought a sandwich. I would say it's either or. So I have definitely built this lab, and wait, why is there a hole up there? I didn't remember putting a hole up there, or did I forget? That's strange. I thought I covered the whole ceiling. Unless all it took was like a mob to actually deliberately break my stuff. Okay. And I also see a little piece of glass right there. I'll say there is some little inconsistencies around here. But this lab is definitely looking sharp. Yep. Wall here, wall there. And I could probably add, I could probably add, like, yeah, I could probably add, because this one's like all flushed against the wall. I think the reason I built this is probably for design reasons. Like, nothing is not gonna look like perfect or anything, but as long that it has intent and feeling, I'm fine. Or if I'm satisfied with it, I'm fine. I'm not the best builder. I'm just a person that just focuses more on science than aesthetics. And since I don't have to worry about the rain anymore, I can find this out. Now we got ourselves industrial iron over our head. Now it's just this big doorway or entryway that's mostly just going to be for the gantry. So all we got to do is like make cogs and maybe make like more wheels if I have to, because I can always make more wheels. Like, I know this one I could add more extensions, and then I could make it like power up a gantry so I can go like up and down, or I could put some water wheels over here and then power it up again and then just make it more for a gantry. I'm just going to be using a lot of large wheels because I think it's a lot more easier for me. Some people say use the steam, and I mean, if you use the steam, you're basically using water, and you're also depending on blaze burners. And you got to get tons of blaze burners to cook up the water. You got to keep feeding them combustibles unless you know how to make blaze cakes constantly, which means you got to make eggs, which you got to find chickens, and you got to make chickens lay eggs, and then the cycle continues on and on and on. And then once you do all of that, but that means I might have to make a chicken farm, but it's literally just chickens, basically like 2 or 3 or 4 chickens, literally in just a one by one underneath, I would say, on top of a hopper, and all they just do is just repopulate there, because they're an egg machine. And then I gotta put it all together, and then once I construct it, I can make mechanical arms, and it can feed the blazes for indefinite. But again, it's all about the resource and material. Because if I type blaze cake, see, I will have to make, because I'll say all you just need is lava. That's fine, but it's pretty much egg, sugar, and cinder flour. And cinder flour, I have to. Plus, I'm not sure if they consume the entire blaze cake. Yeah, it seems like they just eat the whole thing. So you're pretty much forced to cook food for blazes now. But that's the reality. That's the reality. Since I built this lab now, we got a roof of industrial iron over our head. What is the next thing I can do? Go to the nether, make more large wheels. Go to the nether and make tons of large wheels. Let them power up more. Then add some more large wheels. And then I can use the controller, since more wheels, the better, because it's brute forcing kinetic energy and stress levels. And once I do that, then I gotta connect the mechanical crafters to craft the crushers. Then once I remove the mechanical crafters, then I have to place the crusher somewhere. But I had to figure out an andesite farm. Andesite, because andesite is very important, because it requires flint. It requires flint, gravel. Requires flint and gravel. I'm pretty sure I can get flint easily just by machinery like the iron farm that I already have. That's probably like the only way I can get that consistently. And then gravel, it's from cobblestone, but luckily for me, I have a drill that can mine out stone, and I can just get tons of cobblestone and put it in there, and we have gravel. But that's if I may in the future add like a vault for gravel, and I just, take a whole chest full of gravel to the nether. And actually, no, since I have the portable inventory, I could just put all the gravel in there and put all the flint in there, and then I just take it with me, and then we have ourselves that, and I can just put it in the machine and just let it just render or run. And then once it gets rendered and running in there, then we got to put lava in there. And I think lava is going to be put with a pipe, and then I had to use a mechanical press, and then we have andesite, and then andesite has to be inputted into something. I would say it may have to be a vault. I may have to put it in a vault, I guess. And then once we have andesite, then I gotta pull all the andesite, and then I gotta somehow Then I gotta use iron that I have, or zinc, to do that. And then I have andesite alloys. So it still seems like we're still doing things manually. So we're not too automated, but we still need a little bit of exercise. But you can tell that my mind drifts, and I just think and think and think. That's what it's like to be human. You kind of just have a thought that just loops and then continues, because it's like you can definitely build more sophisticating things over time. But I think once I make the andesite, if I could, then I will save myself more time, and I don't have to worry about looking for andesite. I could just get andesite. Because I know I need like 21 andesite alloy. I know you need wood, you need a piece of stone. Okay. I'm just going to use some vertical. I'm going to grab whatever I can. Depot. Yeah. I mean, I can always play later again, just to make the andesite farm, but it all depends on if I really want to, you know, progress a little further than just building a lab. I mean, building a lab is fine because we actually have, you know, room now, like tons of room. Now it's about trying to get it all set up. Okay. And plus, I do have the portable, the portable inventory. Portable inventory means I can literally just move it around, but it still feels a little bit messy. Portable inventory, gears. Let me just get the jungle wood, because I gotta be careful, because I'm not sure if there's like any creepers or anything out here. But I would say eventually I'll probably have to work on this, you know, make like a machine or use controllers, because I keep having that mind of just make a controller or redstone link where it's like I can control like the pistons. Like what happens is the pistons kind of just move and I can like detach, but I gotta see like does it like I can like detach a machine and then pull it back in, but it all depends on how it's oriented. It's going to be quite complicated, but I think I'll learn it eventually. So how you making the hand crank? There you go. So one on this side and one on that side. So I'm just going to cut this down. See, this one is still manual. Yep. But I will say this is like the proudest thing I have actually built. Like genuinely built. Like I didn't use tutorials for this at all. I just kind of just thought of like what's possible and I just did it. So it's still manual, but it's quite self-sufficient in its own way. It still places the saplings down without me actually having to place them. And it cuts the tree down too. So it's kind of like a tree grower slash, you know, cutter. But it's still a very interesting experience. And I know the gas wants to fire a fireball at me. No gas. I don't got time for your nonsense. Because I can hear him. Oh, he's right there. Yeah. I don't want violence. I don't want violence. I hear another one. Oh, come on, leave me alone. I didn't want to hurt him, but he's the one that's causing chaos, and I'm trying to live peacefully. But he chose violence. Tears. I'm not sure if that's copyright free. I'll probably say most of this music isn't copyright free. Like, I've been uploading a few of these playthroughs, and I'm not sure if I gotta remove the music discs or just keep them in. I mean, I'm just gonna keep them in because I respect the artists for the effort they put into their music, because I would say the music that they make is very interesting. It keeps me busy, it keeps me on the game. So I shouldn't look at it as a money thing. I'm just going to look at it as it's all part of the experience. I know these don't have any kinetic energies whatsoever. But I'm definitely safe in the Nether. I'm safe in the Nether as long as I have some good armor on. So I'm gonna add more lava. And if I do want to make the lava a lot easier to travel, I would have to connect a yeah, I gotta add tanks which pumps lava, because this is more than 10,000s of blocks. It's more than 10,000s of blocks. Then I can use a spout, and then I could just keep doing it. At least I made it easier for me to get lava instead of me just doing, you know, just go down there constantly. So I save a little bit of time. So in other words, we're just finding ways to be efficient to reduce a lot of primitive grinding and just try to automate most things. But we're still going to do things manually because I can't be too lazy. I gotta stay busy. I mean, I can make machinery that can be self-sufficient if I want to when I learn it, but I can't just sit there and just, you know, and just stare. I mean, I exist, but I sometimes gotta keep my mind moving. But there'll be eventually times where I don't have any ideas. I could just stand here and just do nothing for like 30 minutes. And just let you guys just listen to the machinery, the cogs, the music. You know, just play while I either think of an idea or just chill on the SMP. Because currently they're still doing what they need to do. Like, they're building things, they're going to the Nether. They're just, I mean, they have their own little adventure going on. So yeah, I would have to add this. It's gonna look weird, but I would say this is going to be temporary until I start building the structure a little more nicely and spend more time in the Nether or in hell. But I was thinking about making like a mass smeltery but it depends on what I'm trying to smelt. Or I could probably make like a machine or a farm where it also cooks food. Probably like the only way you can cook food and anything here, because it's hot enough to do it. Plus I'm trying to reduce pollution. And I'm trying to move away from using furnaces and blast furnaces if I could. I mean, you already see me use a few blast furnaces, but I have to try to see like what else I can do to like either, you know, use them or recycle them or just get rid of them altogether or just give them away and just let somebody else use them. You know, that might be important because I might give my stuff away, probably like a few blocks that I probably don't need. Because once I make those smelteries and cookers and things like that, I don't really need like vanilla blocks anymore. I can just use like create for the most part, since create kind of just keeps me busy and just coming up with whatever that's gonna work. Because I'm hearing that ghast again. I really don't know where that ghast be, because I heard him. Because I spent so much time building this stuff. And this stuff isn't claim protected either, so it's sort of like this SMP does not have claim protection. So you gotta be like extra careful. Unless mine colonies might be the claim protection. I don't know, because I never used mine colonies before. As long as I can keep all this in. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. So now that this is connected, I still have to get lava or a pump, because I think right now it can be put at full throttle. Like it's full throttling right now, but if I want to make a tank, I would have to place it somewhere. I mean, I could place it right here. I might think about placing it right here, like right around here, since this looks more fitting to put a tank. And then I gotta make copper plates. It'll probably be the longest time I have basically, basically lucked out on the copper plates, because I never used them at all, honestly. But this might be a good time to start using barrels and whatever I have to make things work. Thinking about maybe placing it right here. And I think you can also make the tanks even bigger or larger, whatever you want. You can also make them extremely tall. I think I remember from On the Mods 9 No Frills, I actually made one that's pretty big or tall for my brinery with mechanism. I definitely remember that, and I still remember it. I had to put like a bucket, and I had to try to make it like pump into it so it can keep giving me sodium every time. I mean, it was an interesting experience, honestly. It was very interesting. So let's go ahead and make the tanks. The copper tanks, because I know copper tanks is what makes it work. Copper tank. Is it a tank? Because I know they have tanks. Copper table cover. Do they have pipes? So they do have pipes. tank. Fluid tank. Okay. So all I just need is a barrel. That doesn't sound hard. Just gotta make barrels. I don't know how many I need, but I'll say, I'm just going to say more the better. Maybe like a stack. Maybe like 1 or 2 stacks. I make 2 stacks of tanks. But I gotta see how much copper I have. Because we definitely solved the whole tree problem. It's like, we can now get lots of wood from this tree. No, it's just... I still gotta walk around and like automate. Like I could probably add um like like a portable storage device or bus right there, and then it can still like use like a conveyor, and it can still like roll and move, and I could probably put it towards something and it automates to something else. But it's gonna look very weird though. But that's evolution. Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to making like a stack. Two stacks. Okay, we still got more to go. Because I know we have so much wood right now. So much wood. Gotta make more. I'd at least need like 2 stacks of barrels and turn them into plates. Do we have a crafting table? Yeah, right here. $52. 62. 63. Just need one more. Alright, so now we have 2. But I think I should also dump some stuff in a hole and just dispose it. Because I can make a lot of things, but in the same time, it's sort of like I don't want to be overwhelmed by all the stuff. Like, we got clipboard. Let me just place it right here. Yep, that's done. Okay, Orcrum, that's gold. Yeah. I'm saying I may have to do some of this stuff off camera. I'll say I may have to do most of this stuff off camera. Like for like the sorting and the waste and all this. I just gotta do this off camera. Because it's very messy. Like we got deep slate everywhere, all because we've been mining tons of deep slate for the longest time, and why do I keep running? I'm not pressing control or anything. Okay. So we did that. Now let's go and make those tanks, and then I gotta make a pipe, because I know the pipe is gonna matter. So I need 256. Oof, that's a lot. So that's 128. Yeah, that means I gotta smelt these. Or turn these into... Let me see if we're gonna get like... I'm just gonna see something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cook those. Don't worry, I'm just gonna go right back into the nether and just put them in there and just let them cook. And then turn them into plates, and then we got tanks. And I was saying for the tanks, I think the reason why I have a stack is because, who knows, I might use it for maybe for the blaze, maybe for the blaze farm if I ever want to make a redstone farm, because I know we got to make like potion of strength, wasn't it? Potion of strength. Wait, let me type redstone. See, it needs potion of strength, which you need water. Or awkward potion. Wait. So it needs an awkward potion. That is quite difficult to do. Because it seems like I would have to somehow... I will have to probably bring buckets of water. Because I'm not sure how you bring water to the nether. Because it evaporates. Because this would have been ideal to, like, you know, make a farm in the nether with redstone. But it seems like we still got to bring water. It's like we still got to bring our very own water here. So we're not totally free. There's still some caveats. But I would say it's going to be a challenge that we're going to have to try to face with. And we've been recording for 2 hours and 35 minutes. And I'm thinking about maybe continue to like 2:45 or so. Makes you want to add a funnel. Yeah, because that might take a while. Yeah. You can actually see a little bit of my eyes within this visor. It's like you can't see it, but you can kind of see my eyes a little bit. It's kind of cool. Fluid tank. Pipe. We got a smart fluid pipe. But since we're going to be doing lava, we're just going to be using copper ingot. Yeah, I might as well save the other piece of copper for like piping. Mechanical. Oh yeah, we have a mechanical pipe. Wonderful. Everybody's messaging me right now. Everybody's calling me and messaging me. They're probably just wondering what the scientist is up to. Chime telling me you just earn savings interest. I mean, I still need a job. I wish I could just get a job and be content that, you know, I mean, I make content, but I only do it for fun. I mean, at this point, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not trying to look at it as like trying to, you know, market and you know, I'm just going to say it can be sometimes messy. Like when people get their goals mixed up with something, they think that's how it's supposed to be, when in reality, you're kind of just chasing something, and then once you chase it, it kind of loses its meaning over time, and then you have to try to think why it doesn't, you know, make you happy, and then why do you feel exhausted, and you gotta question yourself on why it does it. But all I can say is all part of the experience. Like, that's all I can say. And I did not see another person online. It's Spacetro, huh? So he's online. But I'm definitely going to start pumping. So let me type spout, because I know we have a spout. So the spout, all you need is copper casing and dried kelp. Okay, copper casing. That doesn't sound difficult. That actually sounds like just get a log. Ooh, just get a log, strip it, and add some copper on it, and then you got yourself that piece. Because I think all I'm just trying to make is like one spout. There we go. The copper age. And then let me check. Dried kelp. Sometimes copper casings look nice. And I'm just picking up the pace a little bit, because I'm a little bit excited. But once I get this connected, it's gonna work. So, kelp. Sometimes I lose track of thought. Now we have a spout, and I know the spout. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what it does. It cannot be accessed manually. That's one thing to know. So it's automated. Pipes can be used to supply with fluids. The inputs can be placed on the depot under the spout, even on the belt. And I can also add like potion effects, honey bottles, everything. I can literally just make a station for potion effects. That's kind of cool. So let me type speed, for example. If I hit like speed, because I know strength has a, see, so you're saying potion of strength has that speed? So it doesn't have a potion of speed. How about regeneration? It does have a potion of regeneration. Okay, I'm really trying to see like what can I make here? Potion of ooze, infestation, night vision. Yeah, potion of swiftness. Yeah, I can literally just make an alchemy. I can literally just make an alchemy. Oh my goodness. I think I have more ideas now. Oh my goodness. Damn it, Create. You're kind of just giving me all these ideas. It's so many ideas. There's so many ideas. Like I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of ideas. But now I understand why it's so overwhelming sometimes. Because it's like one thing leads to the next thing. It's like it doesn't stop. What's this? Make a text of any kind of sign glow. Interesting. So they're using glowing ink sacs to give it color. That sounds nice. So let me go to the nether, set up the pump. It's been a long time, but I will try to see how this pump works, because I might think about pumping it from the bottom, because I think that's what I wanted to do, is pump from the bottom. But that means this power has to like travel all the way down there just for it to do it, and he left again. I thought he was gonna like, you know, make a breakthrough or something like that. But I guess he was probably there just to check in on like a few things. I'm hearing a ghast again. No, get away from my machinery. This gas is always causing problems. I may have to make a bow and arrow soon. Or use my extendo grip. Yeah, I think the gas is just sitting there just waiting just to shoot at something and then just destroy all my hours worth of work. Yeah, stay over there. Don't come any closer. So if I have this tank, because first I gotta figure out like the tank itself, because I have to go down, but that also means I jump in the lava with this set on, but I'm not sure if I'm immune to fall damage. That's maybe something that might scare me. But I think for lava in general, I think I could just place it on like the top of the surface and then it can just pull. Let's just see. We're just gonna go for science. Because I know we gotta make a pipe that somehow goes all the way down here. So let's see. My pickaxe is almost giving up too. That's why I moved with the drill. Okay. It still seems like I need wood. But I think once I'm done with this playthrough or episode, I'm gonna go ahead and start uploading those, because I know there is a lot of episodes I've been uploading to my channel and the Monulite, because it is a collaborated or shared channel. So that means you also get to see my perspective and their perspectives. You get to see everybody's perspectives. It's kind of cool. Like, you might see somebody else build one thing or do something else and do something else and do something else. I can just go on. I mean, you'll just see like different, like, I would say just different point of views, different takes, different ways of how they play Minecraft. Alright, so let's head right back into the nether. It's 2:48. Man, I'm really calling this flow state to the point where even though when I said I'm going to get off, I don't get off. I just kind of stay on. Wow. I mean, that's crazy work. I mean, he did dump me in the lava, but I was not expecting him to do that to me. Like, luckily I didn't, you know, dig straight down like previously, because if I did, I would have lost all my goodies, and I would not be happy. I'll probably have a grudge against that damn piglin, because it seems like you want to kill me so bad. I'm just going to give you something in return. You don't want to fight? I know he's mad. This guy's giving me a hard way to go. It's like he runs so fast. Yeah, now you're trapped. Life is unfair, but it's all part of the experience. He wanted to attack me. I just used logic. He did it to himself. I could have let him live, but it seemed like he's not understanding. Okay. Because I know I have to... Because what we want is... Let's see. There we go. Because for one, we want... See, it's going to work. And then when we add the... if we add the pipe will just pull it and we'll go up. But I gotta be careful because this could be dangerous. And I think I could place this mechanical pump right here. So in what way? Because I want to go up and down like this. If I want that to go up and down like that, that would mean it can't be sideways, or can it be sideways? Because if I make it sideways, that's what you see. Under pressure. And from the looks of it, it's pushing out, but we want it to come up. So we're gonna do this. Okay. Because I might think about placing it right here. So the pipe is right here. And we add our Yep. So you can see that we can add a lot of lava. This can store tons of lava. And since it's going to be pulling and coming all the way up here, then I got to add a spout. And I think the spout also needs energy and force just for the spout to operate. Because see, I gotta still go down there and do the final works or the final touches. I can place it like this, or maybe slightly higher. Or let's see, because I think it's gonna be like here, somewhere like right there. Or I could add another pipe. Because I'm really just trying to see how I'm going to do this. Because I think you can, like, they say you can make it larger too, even wider than before. Like, even like this. But I don't know that's how it works. So I guess it don't work like that. So I think it can only go like a 3x3. So if I do want that to work, we have a depot. I'll probably put the depot right here. And the spout is going to need, it's going to need mechanical energy to even operate. So that would mean I'm forced to actually... Alright. Because since it's... I'm still... because see, it has to be like sideways like this. Like, it has to be turning that way or sideways. And I think what I could do is enable it. Again, this is still pretty risky because it still requires me like to fall down certain heights, and then I just use lava. If I do this, we should be able to see the lava, but I think I gotta put the thing in the lava, right? I think that's the one thing I forgot to do. Put it in the lava. And then if we do this and start setting it up, and there we go. There was slight lag. Flow discovery. Now you can see that the lava is in fact going up. Why do you want to kill me? I can end your life right now, dude. You asked for it. Now take a nice bath. You need it. It helps you to relax. So when we do this, the lava should be flowing up into this. But I can't tell if it's like strong enough. Let's see. Because it's like it didn't reach there yet. So it's not strong enough? I don't know if it's like... I'm not sure if it's like strength. Or is it... Let me see if I can try to make it any faster. I'm not sure if making it any faster does anything. Because I think it's already at the max speed. Because the lava is right here. It's like right there. So I think what I could do is I could just improvise. I could make the tank like very big because it is a big tank. And I could just lay it nearby. Because I think it might be just not enough. Alright. Because I really don't know if it's like gonna go in or not. Let me do this. Okay, so it seems like it stuck at that particular level. So let's see. Is it going in? It's kind of hard to tell. Or is it not deep enough? I may have to put that thing deep enough. Wait a second. What if it is based on like how deep this thing is? Because maybe that could be the cause. Maybe it's just genuinely just not deep enough. So let me just remove this. Because there's like thousands of... It's like thousands. So I'm just gonna break this. Because there's like thousands. So there's tons of lava. And I'm not sure why it's saying whatever. Because there's tons of lava. And look at it go. So I gotta fix it. But I'm just hoping it allows me to like put it inside. I'm just gonna say, guys, this is messy. Like I'm trying. They said a lava source is like infinite. Means I don't think these are supposed to be in the lava. Ow. Let me just put a surface right here. I think it should just be lightly touching the surface. Because all I'm trying to do is put it in a tank. That's all I wanted to do is go inside a tank. trying to see if I put it under there. It's because I can't tell. Like, there's a lot of lava here. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. Because there is 10,000 blocks. 10,000s and thousands of blocks of lava. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But it treats it like it's not an infinite lava source. I don't know. Now they turn on the vacuum cleaner. You can kind of hear it in the distance or behind me in the audio. I think I did whatever I can for today because I think this whole piping situation might just be something I might have to do on my off time or when I'm not, dealing with loud sounds and stuff like that. But it's all part of the experience of life. Like, you can't edit out life. Life is kind of just what it is. It's an embodiment of everything. I'm really trying to see how can I use this diving suit more effectively instead of just sinking immediately back down. See, it's like it pulls lava, then it just it pulls lava. It definitely does a swell job pulling lava. Look, I'm trying not. It's so tricky. It's being difficult. Like why do I have armor here? It's like, am I forced to like do this, like build? But this is crazy because I do sink faster. Because I really just want to see, are we like near 10,000s of lava blocks? Because there's tons of lava here. But it's acting like it doesn't notice it or anything like that. It's kind of annoying. But I guess this is the reality, huh? Yeah, I wish this was done a lot easier. I can just push you in there because you're kind of immune to it. But I will have to do research on the whole lava infinite thing because it just seems pretty messy to me. And it does store some lava in here, but still, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to process this stuff. I just know that the lava, it's saying it's not an infinite source, and then we're literally surrounded by 10,000s of blocks of lava here, and somehow it still doesn't try to automate. Sometimes you just gotta deal with the reality of things. And now my mother's calling me again. I'm just being interrupted right now, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and conclude because they're just reality's kind of just breaking the immersion right now. And we got a gas doing explosions and stuff. So let me just go back into my laboratory and just wrap it up. But anyways, I am very thankful for all your time here. I know this is a lot. I mostly building, did some stuff in the nether, but I know later on I gotta do more things in the nether. And let me just take off my helmet. There we go. But yeah, I might play the here later, and I'm gonna answer this phone call because my mother is just kind of bothering me again, which is literally something that's trivial again. And I am emotional now because this is kind of annoying. It's like I'm trying to relax, but it's like she keeps calling as if something is always important. That's kind of like when I'm drawing the line there. But we built our lab. Looks a little nicer than before. Quartz, industrial iron, glass, you name it. But until then, I'll see you guys next time with another Monulite SMP experience.